This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to high school basketball here on SummitCitySports.com. We are at Wayne High School. The Generals taking on Lakewood Park here at Wayne High School, and the Generals trying to get their first victory of the season. Lakewood Park has already gotten their first victory of the season, so they come in with a record of 1-0. In fact, that first win was against Prairie Heights. Lakewood Park was originally supposed to play Hamilton again on November 24th. They ended up playing Prairie Heights on that day instead. That Hamilton game has been postponed, and now they come here to Wayne to take on the Generals. I'll give you a little information about both of these coaches. Steve Oberlin is the head coach for Lakewood Park. He comes in to his third season. He was a JV coach back when Rod Wilmont was the head coach at Lakewood Park. And, you know, there's one name at Lakewood Park that might be rather familiar to you, a coach that used to coach there that might be rather familiar to you. That's Mark Davidson. He spent 2 years on staff at Lakewood Park, and, of course, he's now the head boys basketball coach at Blackhawk Christian School. Lakewood Park, by the way, also a Christian school. I believe they are affiliated with Lakewood Park Baptist Church. And we're going to for a second there, I thought that was going to be the national anthem, but it's actually the Lakewood Park school song being played right now. Now the head coach for the Wayne Generals is none other than Byron Pickens. He's in his second season as head coach. First season as head coach went 8-11, certainly not bad after taking over a program for the first time. Byron Pickens, of course, has plenty of experience coaching AAU basketball. He's coached the Indy Heat. In fact, this past summer he coached the Indy Heat freshman team. Now, like I said, last year his team went 8-11. They had plenty of talented athletes such as Michael Redding, Quincy Miles. Those guys were both double-digit scorers, and that's something that both myself and Coach Pickens touched on in my communications with him leading up to this game. And, you know, when I asked him about how much his team has grown in recent years, he said basically that those great Wayne players that were just mentioned, Redding and Miles, They taught the current seniors how they need to perform, but most importantly, they taught them how to be leaders. And he went on to say, quote, "We have progressed tremendously, in my opinion. We take defense personal, and we are a very disciplined team offensively." Also regarding COVID-19, Coach Pickens said, quote, "COVID has also taught our players to never take any game, any practice, any workout, or etc. for granted. We are excited to get to go as Lakewood Park takes the floor against Wayne tonight here at Wayne High School." Well, before we go any further, we'll go ahead and get in some of our words from our sponsors here on SummitCitySports.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit DriveKelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you to find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services such as brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com for more information. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Our players are equipped with elite level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business, a system and a solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. El Azteca Mexican recipes are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit elaztecarestaurant.com. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by Blaze Pizza here in Fort Wayne. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral is needed, which saves you both time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. And if you are a kid interested in developing your basketball skills, or if you have a son or daughter who is interested in developing their basketball skills, check out the Holiday Hoops Basketball Development Camp hosted by Always 100 Basketball. It goes on Monday, December 28th through Thursday, December 31st. Morning sessions 9 to 11 a.m., evening sessions 4 to 6 p.m. You can register online at always100basketball.com, and with any other questions for any other information, you can call them at 260-446-3251. Well, we are just about ready to get things started. We will be right back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it was like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in.
Going to get the starting lineups right now. First for Lakewood Park.
At one guard, number 11, Blake Miller. At a second guard, number 21, Carter Harmon. At one forward, number 1, Cademan Bontrager. At a second forward, number 5, Grant Merkel. And And the third forward, number 20, Aiden Feathers. The Panthers are coached by Mr. Steve Oberlin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your Wayne Generals. At one guard from Lakeside Middle School, number 4, Jayshawn Hargrave. At a second guard from Memorial Park, number 10, Cam Toles. At one forward for Kikianga Middle School, number 0, Christian Flanagan. At a second forward for Miami Middle School, number 2, Jamari Tab. And at the third forward from Miami Middle School, number 5, Jannard Freeman. The Generals are coached by Byron Kippings. Your officials tonight are Roger Marley, Justin Shippey, and Tom Newhart.
So with that, we are ready for the tip-off, and of course you just heard the announcements of the starting lineups. Cademan Bontrager was one of the top scorers, I believe was the top scorer for Lakewood Park a year ago. He led the team in scoring in their most recent game against Prairie Heights as well, putting up 17 points in that one. It is going to be Bontrager to tip it off for the Panthers of Lakewood Park. He'll be going against Christian Flanagan, the big 6'6" power forward. Christian Flanagan also a tight end on the Wayne football team this past year, and we are underway from Wayne High School. Tip is won by the Panthers. And here's Aiden Fetters. Getting somewhat of an emergency start tonight, you might say, and Fetters drains the 3 right off the bat. He was originally expected to come off the bench, but due to a quick change, instead, Fetters is getting the start tonight. That was nearly a turnover. They get it back to the top of the key. You got Flanagan posting up down low, and the feed over to Cameron Tolles. Little 1-3-1 zone to start out by the Panthers. Get into the middle of that zone to Jayshawn Hargrave, a little late feed. And that ball's knocked away and kept in play or not. Carter Harmon, who scored 16 points in the Prairie Heights game. He almost forced the turnover, but could not keep the ball from hitting that sideline. So the ball goes right back to the Generals. Pass is tipped. That's going to be traveling. That basket will not count. Cam Tolles was the one who turned it over. And Lakewood Park takes over. Lakewood Park is a private Christian institution, a private Christian school. I believe they go from K through 12, if I'm not mistaken. And they are affiliated with Lakewood Park Baptist Church in Auburn, Indiana, not too far from here, over in DeKalb County. In fact, DeKalb High School was scheduled to play Northside this Friday. More on that later as we get a turnover. Taken away there by Gerard Freeman. Tolles with a blow-by and the bucket. Cam Tolles on the board early with 3 points, and ball goes out of bounds. It was touched last by Wayne. I beg your pardon, that score is 3-2 in favor of the Panthers, not 5-0. A quick catch and shoot for Bontrager. It won't go. Tolles rips down the rebound. He gets it over to Jannard Freeman. It's an all-senior lineup for the Generals, despite a wealth of experience that they graduated a year ago. That ball almost went to the backcourt, and now it's thrown away. Hargrave was able to save it from going to the backcourt, but ended up throwing it out of bounds in the process. Isaiah Bland brings it across the timeline, and that's going to be traveling. Took about 3 steps, one of them a high step that you might be impressed with if this were football, but that is not the case. A high screen set by Flanagan. Shot fake by Hargrave. Swings it out to the top of the key. Byron Pickens does like to go fast, and speaking of speed, they get the bucket off the dribble penetration. It's Flanagan with the putback. And Christian Flanagan is on the board for the first time as Wayne takes the lead. Good job to split the double team there by Blake Miller. And double dribble is the call. That's back-to-back turnovers by Lakewood Park. And the Generals take over, up 4-3. Well, Wayne's biggest victory last year came against the Snyder Panthers. That was a very good Snyder team. As I recall, they won, I think it was 19 games a year ago under head coach Jeremy Rouse. Now, they also graduated a whole wealth of seniors. Skying for the rebound there, I believe that was Miller, and he was fouled on the way down. Jamari Tabb gets called for the foul. And that was a hard-fought game, by the way. Michael Redding, who's now at Ball State, he's a left-handed shooter, but he made a big shot with his right hand in that game against Snyder. Miller with a pull-up. He got it. That's a 2. But it gives the lead right back to the Panthers. And a foul called down low as that ball almost went into the atrium area. They call the foul on Aiden Fetters. Happen to know a few Fetters. I went to Huntington University, and I'm not sure if Aiden Fetters is related to any of these guys, but one of my theology professors was Luke Fetters. His father, Paul Fetters, would also teach over there, once even taught in Luke's place. Free throw goes for Jannard Freeman, and that ties the game up. And by the way, my senior year, Brooks Fetters was the mayor of Huntington. He hits the second one. Brooks is actually Luke's brother. Nice little crossover there, but the ball's stolen away. That's Tabb who comes up with it. And Tolles finishes in transition. Tolles with 4 points early on, and it's an 8-5 lead. Byron Pickens trying to get his guys to come up and press, and that was touched last by Flanagan. He almost knocked it off the hand of Blake Miller. That was very close, but it's going to be Lakewood Park basketball, and Miller will be the one to inbound. Fetters on the drive, kicks it back out to Miller. He's got Bontrager posting down low, and that's stolen away. J. Sean Hargrave couldn't finish. Flanagan able to get the board, and he's fouled. They call it on Blake Miller, so Flanagan will go to the line to shoot 2. And Flanagan, little soft touch on that free throw. Well, one game that started before we took off was Northside versus Blackhawk Christian, the girls' game. We last saw Blackhawk Christian was leading that one. Stephanie Gongaware is the head coach of that team. I believe she's in her second year with Blackhawk Christian, but they put together a good season last year. She may very well be building something over there at Blackhawk Christian. Fetters couldn't hit that 3. It's a 10-5 lead for the Generals. They're on a 6-0 run. Freeman couldn't finish. And a foul is called on the rebound attempt. Good hustle play by Flanagan, and he draws the foul. Cademan Bontrager was the one who commits the foul. And a 30-second timeout is taken. While they take a timeout, we will take one as well. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
We're back here at Wayne High School, a 10-5 lead for the Wayne Generals. They're on a 6-0 run. That's Grant Merkel who comes to guard the inbounder, that being Cam Tolles. Wide open down low is Flanagan, and he puts it home. You could hardly ask for a more open look if you're Christian Flanagan. He's the leading scorer for Wayne so far. That ball's knocked away. That's Flanagan making a heck of a play. Unfortunately, as far as he's concerned, it's still going to be Lakewood Park basketball. A quick whistle blows before the inbound, and I think the volleyball cap may have come loose. Yeah, Cam Tolles was there trying to put it back in place. It's obviously not that time of year. Volleyball season would have ended rather late in the fall. And, of course, that allows us to give way to basketball season. A little up and under move there by Fetters, and it looks like he's going to the line. Now, I'm not sure if Wayne hosts their gymnastics meets here in this main gym or if they maybe hosted in the auxiliary gym just behind this main gym. I know some schools like Concordia, they host their gymnastics meets in their main gym. Been able to cover some of their gymnastics meets, by the way. But Dwenger, I covered 2 of their home gymnastics meets last year, and those were both in their auxiliary gym. Not sure if they had a basketball game going on those nights or not, but even if they didn't, they probably do that just to keep the teams from getting in each other's way. Second free throw by Fetters. Rims out, but an offensive board by Grant Merkel. Fetters, with a defender closing in, couldn't knock it down. But a second chance for the Panthers, and they turn it over. Thrown right into the hands of Jay Sean Hargrave. A 3 from the corner. A little bit too strong. The shot taken by Javon Lewis. And it's out of bounds. Lakewood Park takes over. Coach Pickens, well, very briefly, was a little curious about that call, but now he gets make sure his guys get set. Quick double team comes, and the feed goes to Coben Moriarty. The lob inside for Bontrager. Well, that's his first touch on the interior, but it didn't go. And as you would not be surprised, it's his first shot of the game. You might be surprised if you're familiar with Bontrager. He was the leading scorer against Prairie Heights, and I believe he was the leading scorer a year ago for Lakewood Park. Offensive foul. It's going the other way.
Number 10, Cam Tolles.
They call it on Tolles, and they'll send Greg Gorman.
Number 3, Greg Gorman.
Well, even for the great talent that Wayne graduated a year ago, they have 8 seniors. And no doubt, as Byron Pickens mentioned to me leading up to this game, these current seniors learned a lot from the athletes who graduated a year ago. That was Bontrager with the miss from downtown. We've got 2.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Wayne is on an 8-0 run. Would have been a good look for Folks. Instead, he drives and has it poked away. Up the floor to Fetters. He couldn't put it in. Looked like there was a brief contest at the end, I think by Flanagan. Got in the way of Fetters to alter that shot. Gorman from downtown, no good. Fetters comes down with a loose ball. Not sure if Greg Gorman is at all related to Sydney Gorman on the girls' basketball team. Here's Blake Miller picked up by Donnie Moore. Check that, Javon Lewis. Donnie Moore is number 15. Shot fake by Bontrager, spinning in, able to keep control. 3 ball comes up short. Offensive board, Merkel. And he could not get the roll. The scoring drought continues for Lakewood Park. Tolles on the drive, puts it in. Smooth around the rim for Tolles. Cam Tolles with 6. He and Christian Flanagan are the top 2 scorers for the Generals, and the press leads to a near turnover. It goes off the foot of Flanagan, and Bontrager jams it home. So the Panthers finally break the scoring drought after they almost turned it over. Here they force a turnover, and Bontrager out running, blocking foul. And the JV kids, or at least a couple of them were on their feet. One of them definitely not happy about that one, but Bontrager will go to the free throw line. We'll go ahead and show you what happened on that last possession after this next free throw, which is good. Here's a look at our latest Traction AP replay. Wayne gets the press on, and it nearly results in a turnover, but watch what happens. Greg Gorman looked like he went to dribble or either just lost the handle, and the ball just went off his foot. And eventually Bontrager just scooped it up and jammed it home. He goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe, make it 14-8. Bontrager now with the last 3 points. And a 3-ball good on the other end by Javon Lewis. More pressure by the Generals, and the Panthers turn it over. Folks puts it in play. He gets it to Donnie Moore. High screen from Tab. Tab got a good long rest there. Lewis, not that time. Battle for the rebound is going to be won by Coben Moriarty. And a foul is called. Bontrager was the one who was fouled, and it was Greg Gorman who committed the foul. By the way, that's the 6th-team foul against Wayne. Got a 9-point lead. They've done a good job with dribble penetration. Done a good job with their pressure. But they are 1 foul away from putting the Panthers in the bonus. And we're still in the first quarter. That first quarter is almost over, by the way. All good feet inside. Hartman. A little step-back jumper by Miller. That wouldn't fall. They got to get a shot off quick. This is Gorman, and he didn't get it off. He tried to go all the way to the basket to put that thing in. The Generals don't get points out of that possession, but they get a 9-point lead out of the first quarter. We'll be right back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
We begin the second quarter here at Wayne. We do have a final score update for you. Blackhawk Christian girls defeated Northside 73-27. Blackhawk Christian boys are taking on Northside right now as we speak. And that Northside team, they come into that game at 1-0, but Blackhawks got the early lead on them. They've got the early lead, and they've got a whole lot of talent. Even some guys who are now seniors who played a key role on their state championship run back in 2019. Those being Caleb First, Zane Burke, and Marcus Davidson. Passes tipped. Moore's able to recover. Back outside to Jay Sean Hargrave. This Wayne General team with a chance to perhaps boost its confidence. This Lakewood Park team, they went 12-12 a year ago. That's a live ball. The feed back over to Hartman. His shot blocked right in front of the rim. And outrunning is Jernard Freeman. A little sidestep in the bucket is good. And the first points of the quarter belong to the Generals. How about the moves by Jernard Freeman? And this ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Lakewood Park. Well, I mentioned this Lakewood Park team went 12-12 a year ago. That was in Steve Oberlin's second season. Built up the Panthers from a 7-win season the year before. And, the outlook may be very good for this Panthers team. And how good could the outlook be for this Wayne Generals team? Well, if they win tonight, it's going to look like a very good outlook. Bontrager from the corner. He's got Tab on him. He's going to pull right up over him, and that three is no good. The rebound by Freeman. Hargrave makes his move to the basket, goes for the reverse, no good. Bontrager right there for the rebound. Loose ball, Fetters. I think they're going to call a blocking foul. I tell you what, it looked as though Donnie Moore was standing perfectly in place. Let's get a quick look at that on the Traction AP replay. Here's the play again. Might have been still sliding the left foot over. Free throw is good, by the way, for Fetters. Fetters had the first bucket of this game. He hasn't scored since until that free throw. Cuts it back to a single-digit game. That 11-point lead was the largest Wayne had it at this point. Toll's shot wouldn't fall. That was Bontrager who got the rebound. Hardman looks down low, trying to get away. He's got Freeman right on him. Back to the top of the key. A shot fake by Miller. Pull-up three by Hartman. No good. Nice box out there on the defensive glass by Jaysean Hargrave. Hargrave on the drive. Shot no good. Put back no good. And the rebound finally comes to Grant Merkel. Fetters gets tripped. And they haven't signaled a foul, but it is going to be Lakewood Park basketball. Yeah, I don't think there's a foul, just a ball out of bounds off of Wayne. This is one of four actually, boys basketball games going on here in Fort Wayne. Merkel able to feed it off to Fetters. Fetters tried to drive inside, finds Merkel. Bontrager looking for the turnaround, puts up the floater, and it's no good. Tolls the outlet to Freeman. Freeman lost his dribble, but right there to recover and put it in was Darion Starks. They call the foul on Carter Hartman. And Starks with a chance to complete the three-point play and to get rid of his wristbands there.
Returning for the Panther number 23, Coben Moriarty.
Coben Moriarty back into the game. Could not connect on the free throw. Fetters with the rebound, poked into the backcourt. Freeman alters it, but it's recovered by Miller. Oh, Miller with a nice move, but he couldn't finish. Starks grabs the board. Here's Tolles across the timeline. Wide open for three is Hargrave, too strong. Ripped away on the rebound by Starks. Floater a little bit too strong, and Fetters is there for the board. Fetters runs right into Hargrave, and that's going to be a foul, it sounds like. I thought for sure that was going to be a kick ball, but they get the foul on Hargrave. And that's the 8th team foul against Wayne, so 1-1 coming up here for Aiden Fetters. Free throw rims out, and it's pulled down by Cam Tolles. I think he actually ran into his own guy there, but still held on to the board. He gets it to Folks. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Panthers. Grant Merkel with the contest there. This 11-point lead is the largest lead that Wayne has had in this game. Folks gets around the screen, feeds it to Starks. Starks finishes on the inside. Darion Starks with the last 4 points for the Generals. They now lead by 13. Their new largest of this game. A little baseline drive by Fetters. Bontrager, no good. Tip in won't go. And the rebound pulled down by Jannard Freeman. Freeman left open. He'll fire. Couldn't connect. Merkel, or rather Fetters, across the timeline. Starks all over him. Bontrager from downtown, and he connects a much-needed three for the Panthers. And now Steve Oberlin will call timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. And while they take a timeout, we will show you one of the nicer plays of this game. And really, this was a great play on both ends of the floor. Well, right after the Panthers had forced a turnover, nice recovery here by Isaac Folks to get the block. And then he finds Freeman up the field, and Freeman with the Euro step. That replay, as with all other replays, brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Well, the Wayne Generals jumping out to a 13-point lead at one point in this game. They've been quick up the floor. They've been good with their pressure. And I tell you what, they have made things difficult for Cademan Bontrager. He had three guys around him on the last possession. Had a look around the rim, but it certainly was not an easy look. With 3:56 to go, the Generals take over, up by 10. And Folks was across the timeline when he caught that pass. Freeman left open. Couldn't get it to go. Put back, wouldn't go, but a foul is called. And that's Starks who's going to the line. They call the foul on Moriarty. That's the 15th foul against the Panthers. And Darion Starks is able to connect. A smooth stroke from the charity stripe. Starks with 5 points off the bench so far. Make it 6. Right back across the timeline comes Moriarty. Oh, almost stolen. Tolles being stingy. And there's a steal created by Flanagan. Starks the other way. Little flip pass to Folks. And it's knocked out of bounds by Merkel. Javon Lewis will check into the game for Wayne. And Darion Starks gets a big high five from one of his assistant coaches as he comes to the bench. Cam Tolles will put it in play for the Generals. He's got Freeman. Freeman's had a couple of good looks from three, but this time he'll feed it to Tolles. Lakewood in the 2-3 zone. Right now, everybody basically around or just on the edge of the zone for Wayne, as we now have about 3 minutes to go. Tolles feeds it over to Folks. Had both Tolles and Flanagan in that zone, and now Tolles comes outside the three-point line. Freeman in the middle of the zone now. Folks going to fire a long three. Got it! Good ball movement leads to the triple for Folks. And Isaac Folks is on the board for the first time, and Tolles, or rather Flanagan, nearly had the steal. They're going to get him for the foul, though. That's the 9th team foul on the Generals. That may be the one thing that Byron Pickens will want these kids to clean up when halftime comes around. They've committed 9 fouls. They had committed 6 fouls before the first quarter had even ended. Jamari Tabb will come back into the game. And now Flanagan gets a high five from his coaches. Cademan Bontrager for the free throws. This is 1-1, and Bontrager couldn't get it to go. Rebound pulled down by Tabb. He flips it to Folks up the floor. 3 from the corner for Lewis. No good. Blake Miller with the board, and the Panthers almost turned it over. Well, behind the back dribble by Fetters. Moriarty from downtown, no good. Here's Tabb down the floor. Blows by everybody and scores. Jamari Tabb turning on the Jets. He's on the board for the first time today, and Fetters could not connect on the 3. That was Freeman who got the rebound, and now Freeman's going to fire for 3. That comes up short. Loose ball. Folks overran it. It was grabbed by Hindle. Bontrager buries a 3. Still got a minute and a half left to go, but it is a 14-point lead for the Generals. And Jamari Tabb with the bucket on the inside. I believe that was Byron Pickens who just said, get a stop, White. Either him or one of his assistants. Fetters feeds it inside. Wide open is Cameron Hindle. A big bucket for Lakewood Park. We've got less than a minute to go. Double team comes. Tolles is able to get it away. That shot blocked on the interior. And it's Moriarty who comes away with it, but he throws it to no man's land. There was not a single black shirt back there. My best guess is he was looking for Cameron Hindle, but that was well out of his reach. 41.5 to go. The Generals take over, and they could hold for the last shot if they so choose. We'll see what they decide to do here. You don't have a shot clock to worry about. Right now there's 37 seconds on the clock with the clock running. Little shot fake there by Gorman. I believe that's Tabb in the middle of that zone, and it is Tabb. So far the passes have all been around the zone. And that's a kickball. Right off the foot of Carter Harmon. And Wayne keeps possession with 18.7 left to go in the first half. And now a timeout called by head coach Byron Pickens. That's the first timeout that Wayne has taken today. But while they take one, we'll take one here on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
32-18, Wayne leads Lakewood Park. We've got 7 seconds, that's how much is left in this timeout. We've got about 16.7 seconds left to go here in the first half. As Wayne had a 15-point lead, actually a 17-point lead at one point in this game against a Lakewood Park team that has been building recently under head coach Steve Oberlin. And Lakewood Park has had some success. Not too long ago, Mark Davidson was the head coach of the Panthers. He's now at Blackhawk Christian. Already won a state championship down there. Here's Jamari Tabb backing it out. Less than one to shoot. They get it off, but it's no good. Donnie Moore trying to beat the buzzer, and he comes up short. And with that, we are at halftime here at Wayne High School. And before we go any further, we'll get in a word from one of our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine before we go any further here on SummitCitySports.com. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to ParkviewSportsMedicine.com. 32-18, the Wayne Generals with the lead over Lakewood Park, an improving Lakewood Park team in recent years. Wayne, of course, they had a solid season last year, 8-11. Byron Pickens was in his first season as head coach, looking for continued success in his second season as the Generals head coach, an experienced AAU coach, and his Generals are off to a good start in this one. They're up by 14. Back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Do you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Keep it 100. Thank you.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
We're at halftime here at Wayne High School, 32-18. Wayne leads Lakewood Park. And I'll go ahead and get you updated on some of the other games going on here in the area. A little girls basketball going on at Bishop Dwenger. The Saints lead Columbia City 30-24 in the third quarter. Columbia City just recently scored. Leo was leading Concordia at halftime, Concordia was leading Leo at halftime, 37-12. Concordia, they're putting together a really good season over there. Head coach Dave Miller seems to have something working. And over at Blackhawk Christian girls already beat Northside today. The boys are beating Northside 35-20. Northside had it down to 11, and the Braves just forced a turnover there. The ability to watch those here on my screen. And right now here at Wayne, it is a 32-18 lead. The Generals jumped out to the early lead. Now, Lakewood Park got the early bucket, a 3-ball by Aiden Fetters, but Wayne was able to respond almost immediately after that. Actually went on a 12-2 run and eventually built a lead out to 17 points. They've been using a lot of full court pressure. They've been pushing the ball in transition, getting plenty of buckets around the rim, actually. Just one made three, but they've been getting a lot of opportunities around the rim. And the offensive rebounding has been key for the Generals. They have not given up around the rim. On missed shots, I believe they've got, I think it's 4 or 5 offensive rebounds so far today, and that is one area that has greatly helped the Generals. Now, on the other side, the Panthers have gotten their share of offensive rebounds as well, so both teams doing a good job in that particular area. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team, specialized in serving every level of athlete. No matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury, our experts coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in our community. To start your journey, visit us at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. The third quarter comes your way in about a minute and a half. We'll be right back after this break on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people who know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
We begin the third quarter with Wayne leading Lakewood Park by a score of 32-18, and Lakewood Park starts with the basketball inbound to Fetters. Jamari Tabb comes to guard him. Fetters waiting for a screen. He does get one, but goes away from it. Looking for Fetters on the inside. Merkel has it poked away. That's going to be over and back. Blake Miller touched the ball in the front court, then stepped over the line. I'll go ahead and take a quick look at that here on the Traction AP replay. A good look at what happened. The ball has been inbounded, though. Yeah, definitely touched before it was in the backcourt. That's Jannard Freeman who knocks down the triple, and Wayne extends their lead. Our replays, of course, brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance, and Wayne gets the turnover. They forced quite a few of those in the first half. Hargrave with the extra pass to Freeman, in and out. Hargrave tried to put it in, and the rebound pulled down by Bontrager. He leaves it off for Fetters, who was just over the timeline. 3 ball is short. And Freeman comes down with the board. Wayne takes over, up by 17. That matches their largest lead of the game. Floater is good. Cam Tolles gets it to fall. He's got 8 points in the game. He is the Generals' leading scorer. They find Bontrager across the timeline. Blake Miller will reset at the point. A drive to the basket by Carter. Hartman, Bontrager the rebound. Couldn't finish, but he's fouled. Cademan Bontrager was the leading scorer in the first half for the Panthers. He had 9. Check that, he had 6. And now Bontrager, beg your pardon, he actually did have 9. Darion Starks comes into the game, 6:18 to go in this third quarter. Darion Starks had 6 points in that first half. Second free throw is good. And Lakewood Park makes it an 18-point game. Bontrager now with 10 points. Toll slows it down and then gives it up to Freeman. Freeman looking for the blow-by. No good. Aiden Fetters with the rebound, and Bontrager gets it across the timeline. Hartman was thinking about the 3. That was a good closeout, though, by Starks. Starks, with active hands, didn't get the turnover. And they feed it inside to Bontrager. A little turnaround, that comes up short, and Tabb's able to grab the rebound right in front of Bontrager. And here's Tolles across the timeline. Feeds it over to Freeman. Back to Freeman. He gets a screen from Tabb inside to Hargrave. Hargrave, the spin move in the bucket. And that's almost taken away by Tolles. Trying to thread the needle, and it's knocked out of bounds. Freeman touched it last, and he'll go into that atrium to grab the loose ball. Don't know if you noticed, but in the second quarter at one point they turned off the lights in the hallway on the left side of the court, the side to my left, that is. But those lights are back on. Here's Fetters for a 3. That's no good. It's Tabb with the rebound. Up ahead to Hargrave. Hargrave, a behind-the-back dribble, gives it up to Starks. Starks, the pull-up 3. No good. This is Carter Harmon bringing it across the timeline for the Panthers. Bontrager looking inside. Miller off the fake. Has it blocked. And a foul. Darion Starks got a hand up there. They're actually going to call that on Folks. Now, that's Folks' first foul. Darion Starks has not committed one. Now, they announced that it was on Darion Starks, but the official signaled 11. That is Isaac Folks. Now, Starks was in the area, but according to the scoreboard, they've given it to Folks, and now the referee goes over to explain. And now on the other referee says it was number 1, which is Darion Starks. So that would be Starks' first foul of the game. It's the first foul no matter who it's on, whether it's on Starks or Folks, and the first free throw by Miller is no good. They actually signaled it on Folks, although Folks just came into the game. The initial signal was on Folks, but again, they have corrected that. That foul was on Starks. Both free throws no good, but it's knocked out of bounds by Starks.
In the lineup for the Panthers, number 23, Moriarty.
It's a close ball game over at Bishop Dwenger. Dwenger leads it by 6 over Columbia City. It's not close at Concordia. The Cadets lead Leo 43-12. It's a 20-point lead here at Wayne. Actually got 2 girls games going on and I believe 2 boys games as well, including this one. And a foul called. I think that's going to be on Jamari Tabb, and it is.
Playing foul, number 2, Jamari Tabb.
Had a girls game over at Blackhawk Christian going on earlier. Blackhawk won that one, and the Blackhawk Christian boys are up 42-24 over Northside at halftime. Now, who knows what would have happened if the regional tournament had taken place last year. Blackhawk Christian certainly had plenty of talent to get back to state for a second year in a row. They won their sectional. Would have played in regionals had it not been canceled. Bontrager, I beg your pardon, couldn't get the turnaround. Starks feeds it up the floor. Freeman sets his feet and nails a 3. Ten points for Jannard Freeman. That's his second triple of the game. Well, sidestep by Hartman. Moriarty off the fake. Gets it over to Bontrager. We've got 3:20 and counting to play. Backing down is Fetters. A turnaround jumper. It is short. And a foul called on the putback effort. That was Hargrave who came in from behind. And Hartman will go to the free throw line. Check that. That's Moriarty. Beg your pardon. It is Hartman who goes to the line. And for Hargrave, that's his 3rd foul. .313 to go. It's a 23-point lead for Wayne. That's their largest lead of the game. Harmon was not able to knock that one down. There's no T in his last name. There's a T in his first name. Carter. And he hits the second. Carter Hartman, 1 for 2. Harmon again. I beg your pardon. It's Harmon. Harman is the last name. Folks across the timeline. Tabb comes to set the screen. Folks drives, puts it up, contested shot, and it wouldn't fall. Grant Merkel with the rebound. And here's Coben Moriarty. He feeds it over to Harmon. A catch and shoot for Bontrager would not fall. Here's Starks coming back down the floor. Feeds it out to Folks. Wide open for 3, but would not go. Offensive board by Tabb. Well, Freeman's nailed a couple of threes, but this time he gets it to Starks, and Starks couldn't finish around the rim. I thought he was going to dunk that thing down. Probably would have been better served to do so, and I can't help but wonder if Coach Pickens may be thinking that same thing. That floater doesn't go, and all alone for the rebound is Javon Lewis, and he gets fouled. Well, if that's Dean Pantazzi over there on the far side of the floor, if he's just getting here, he would have had a chance to get a highlight reel dunk. That's obviously what he's coming here for. That's what every reporter in the area is coming for, is highlight reel stuff. Now, in that business, you get as many highlights as you can before you got to go back to the station. Lewis hands it off. Donnie Moore on the drive, swatted away by Bontrager. Cademan Bontrager at 6'7". Just got his arm up there and knocked it away, but it's going to stay with the Generals. Inbound to Lewis. A sidestep and a 3 ball, rattles out. Moriarty feeds it across the timeline to Harmon. This is Hindle. Good defense by Lewis. Hindle's able to get the pass away. That one's almost turned over. It's Fetters who comes up with it. A little Euro step and the ball's poked away. Lewis lost it off his own foot. And a room service finger roll bucket for Hindle. Cameron Hindle with the bucket there. Just his second made bucket of the game. Folks running the point for the Generals. 2-3 zone by the Panthers. We've got 1 minute to go, less than a minute to go actually, here in the third quarter. Lewis from downtown, no good. Starks with a board, puts it in. Darion Starks, Johnny on the spot. And the Generals go up by 12. Hindle couldn't get it to fall. Starks with the board. Starks was thinking about the three, then feeds it off to Moore at the last second. Donnie Moore is a junior. He feeds it inside to Flanagan. Flanagan from a tough angle. Christian Flanagan having a solid night. He's got 8 points. He's one of 3 Wayne Generals to score 8 in this particular game. Hindle, the feed. Bontrager, the triple. That's 13 points for Bontrager, and Lewis, I think that was a half-court attempt, but he couldn't get it to go. And at the end of the third quarter, it's a 21-point lead for the Generals, 46-25. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com. In the fourth quarter, Wayne leading Lakewood Park Christian 46-25. Generals trying to win their season opener. Lakewood Park picked up a win in their season opener at Prairie Heights. But this has been all Wayne all the time. Their largest lead of this game has been 24 points. Had that lead not too long ago. Donnie Moore with a last-second pass, and Bontrager's able to recover. Heck of a block by Bontrager. A big 6'7" forward, and they get it to Bontrager on the inside. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line. 7:35 to go as Bontrager tries to cut Lakewood Park back into this game. Lakewood Park, a private Christian school in Auburn, Indiana, not too far from here in Fort Wayne. Auburn is part of DeKalb County, same county that Waterloo is a part of. 1 for 2 goes Bontrager. And by the way, Lakewood Park is also affiliated with Lakewood Park Baptist Church in Auburn, Indiana. Tolls around the screen, goes up with a left hand, no good. Ripped away by Bontrager. He uses that big 6'7" frame of his to make an impact on the interior as Lakewood Park is looking for a big comeback. Harmon swings it over. One thing that Steve Oberlin expressed concern about was the fact of a 1A team going up against a 4A team, and Wayne obviously plays great competition in the SAC as that shot goes off the glass from Bontrager. They feed it up the floor for Tolles, puts it in with the left hand. And that's going to prompt a timeout from head coach Steve Oberlin. Cam Tolles, by the way, is in double figures. He just reached 10 points for the first time today. It's a full timeout, by the way, taken by Lakewood Park. We'll take one with them here on SummitCitySports.com. To 26, Wayne leads Lakewood Park Christian 48-26 here in the fourth quarter. We've got 6:33 and counting to go. Panthers work this one around the perimeter. And that's a foul going to be called on Christian Flanagan. And for Flanagan, he's turned in a nice performance, but unfortunately he has fouled out of the game. And Byron Pickens was embracing Flanagan there on the sideline, perhaps giving him some words of encouragement. Had to have said something along the lines of, son, you played a good ball game. And yeah, you foul out sometimes, but you put in good work. I can only imagine that perhaps those are the words that just came out of Byron Pickens' mouth. A little shot fake there by Carter Harmon. He gets to the lane, couldn't get the roll. Donnie Moore comes out with the rebound. And he'll slow things down. He's double teamed. A spin move by Lewis. Moore from downtown. Couldn't knock it down. Offensive board, but dribbling right on the line was Hargrave. Right back to the Panthers. By the way, Bishop Dwenger looks like they're starting to pull away in the fourth quarter. 57-44 the score over there. Concordia, they're up big on Leo. And Blackhawk Christian, when we last checked, was up big on Northside. We've got less than 6 minutes to go in this one. Wayne with a 22-point lead. Lakewood Park with the basketball. And they get this one across the timeline. A little floater in the lane is good by Moriarty. Professor Moriarty. Not sure if that's what they call him. Obviously, they'd be referencing the old Sherlock Holmes villain if they did. Tolles the feed. They find Hargrave. Hargrave goes baseline. And Tolles with an air ball on the three, but there's Moore, Johnny, on the spot for the rebound. Moore with the blow-by bucket. There was a whistle. Was he fouled? A timeout. A timeout taken. Actually, it's an official's timeout. They're going to let Steve Oberlin. It's actually an injury timeout. There's a player down along the baseline. I think that's Carter Harmon. Well, we'll see if we can get an official word on that as the trainer is looking at him right now. We'll be back in just a moment here on Summit City Sports.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover.
And it was Carter Harmon who was injured. He's walking to the bench right now under his own power, but was not quite walking at 100%. He does look better than when he first got off the floor, though. That's the good news. So hopefully this is not anything serious. Less than 5 minutes to go, as here is Coben Moriarty. He gets it inside to Merkel. Merkel against the double team. Couldn't bank it in. Jamari Tabb with a rebound. He feeds it up the floor to Gorman. Could not get it to fall. Merkel lost it. Lakewood Park ball. The Generals coaches lobbying that Merkel touched it last. I thought they had a pretty good argument. Inbound goes to Blake Miller. Moriarty lobs it up to Bontrager. Wide open on the inside is Fetters, and the basket goes. Aiden Fetters somehow got that one to fall. We'll see if we get another chance to look at that one as Tabb grabs the rebound, couldn't put it back. And now Tabb is fouled on the way up. Well, it's Cam Tolles to inbound the basketball. Long inbound into the hands of Lewis. Check that. I think that's actually Moore. It is Moore, number 15. Lewis is 25. And here's Cam Tolles. Feeds it over to Freeman. The starters have played a key role. Guys have come off the bench and played a key role. Here's Moore with the blow by. The basket counts. 52-30 as Donnie Moore adds to the Wayne lead. Now let's go ahead and get another look at that last replay, our Traction AP replay, of course. And as Fetters was falling to the ground, he's able to get the shot to fall. That was impressive. Moore could not hit the free throw, but he gets his own miss. That shot won't go. Tipped around. Rebound to Merkel. Here comes Moriarty across the timeline. Maury with the flip pass. And that shot no good. Tolles able to grab the board. Three minutes to go. Tolles trying to blow by everybody. Couldn't put it home. Tabb had it knocked away. Moore able to recover. Moore feeds it out. Freeman could not connect. Bontrager comes down with the rebound, and back the other way comes Blake Miller. Here's Moriarty picked up by Freeman. Freeman has got the height advantage over Moriarty. Moriarty had the space. That would have been a long three, though, if he had pulled up for it. And he throws that one off of Tolles, and a foul's going to be called. 2:22 to play in the game. They call it on Greg Gorman. That's his third, and it's the seventh team foul on Wayne. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong for the Generals, and it looks like Freeman's day is done, as is Tolles, but Byron Pickens there to congratulate both of them. Jamari Tabb gets some congratulations from a whole bunch of his coaching staff. Carter Harmon going to put him up, Coben Moriarty going to put him up from the free throw line. Harmon, he's still working on that right leg of his as Moriarty hits the first one. And Moriarty goes 2 for 2. Levi Hindle will check into the game. Levi Hindle was actually supposed to start this game, but they changed the starting lineup just before we got going. and instead it was Aiden Fetters who got the start. Moore with the feet inside. Good work on the screen and roll, and Starks puts it home. So Darion Starks will finish the game in double figures. He gets 10 points for the night. We've got less than 2 minutes to go here at Wayne High School. That was almost stolen away. 3-ball comes up short. Battle for the rebound. Hindle couldn't grab it, and now here come the Generals. Donnie Moore with the transition bucket. And a foul is called off the inbound. That'll send Bontrager to the line for 1-1. Foul is called on Darion Starks. And for Donnie Moore, he's got 6 points in the game. Bontrager going to the free throw line for 1-1. That was Starks' second foul. First free throw is good. Well, Bontrager will finish this game in double figures. He's got 15. Make it 16. Coming off a 17-point performance in a game against Prairie Heights. That was Lakewood Park's only game so far this season, but they'll go to 1-1 when this one's all said and done. Lewis with the pull-up jumper. That one comes up short. Starks with the board. He backs down, puts it up and in. Darion Starks adding to an impressive performance off the bench. Up the floor for Bontrager. He saves it, but into the hands of Lewis. And Lewis with the no-look pass, but it's taken away. Levi Hindle the steal, and Bontrager the jam. Inside the final minute, Lewis fires a three. That's no good. 18 points in the game for Bontrager. Lewis couldn't get that to go either. Levi Hindle with the rebound, and here comes Moriarty the other way. Fetters off the fake. Has it knocked away, and that's a foul. Comes with 36.1 to go. Blackhawk Christian now leading Northside 77-41 in the boys' game. And Dwenger now up 62-46 over Columbia City. They're starting to pull away. Concordia, when we last heard, had a huge lead over Leo. Check in a moment to see if that lead's gotten any bigger. Fetters could not connect there on the first free throw. 36.1 to go. He goes 1 for 2. Aiden Fetters with 8 points in the game. And now we got 30 seconds to go. Wayne looking to dribble out the clock. Starks was fouled. I thought for a second he might go for the basket there. Michael Cruz commits the foul. I believe Cruz is getting his first minutes of the game. It's only the fourth team foul against Lakewood Park. So it'll still be Wayne possession, and they can milk some more time off the clock. Marquette Lee hands it off to Lewis. And now with 10 seconds to go, the Generals will continue to run the clock down. Donnie Moore feeds it back over to Lee. Down to 2 seconds, down to 1, and there is your ball game. The Wayne Generals win their season opener by a final score of 58-37. We'll be right back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location with people that know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They're flexible, they're fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think.
Well, we are back here. A final score here at Wayne High School. The Generals defeat Lakewood Park 58-37, and I'm joined by head coach Byron Pickens of the Wayne Generals. Coach, thanks for joining me. Well, first of all, opening night on your home court against a team that's definitely been improving in Lakewood Park. How proud are you of the guys with the way they played?
Very, very well. One thing we stressed when starting everything was that we wanted to be very, very good defensively. I think we accomplished that goal today. We wanted to get stops and consecutive stops. That's a goal of ours that we're going to do every game, and I think our boys did a really, really good job of it.
You look at the scoreboard, it's balanced scoring all the way through. You get guys like starters like Cam Tolles, Jernard Freeman, they each had 10 points apiece. Christian Flanagan with 8. Darion Starks comes off the bench with 12 points. So you get some production tonight from your starters as well as your bench. How valuable is that you had so much mixed production from both starters and bench players?
Well, that's the amazing part of having 8 seniors. It's not only about starters; it's about players, and that's what we have. They're hungry. They want to see Wayne succeed outside of them. So, seeing guys like Darion, attack the boards like that and do the little things is a great feeling.
Well, the next scheduled game is tomorrow night against Leo, if I'm not mistaken. That's a road game. Leo's definitely off to a pretty good start with the way they handled Southside recently. How much of a challenge do you expect from Leo?
I expect a challenge from every team we play, to be honest. Leo's a very, very good team. They have some really skilled bigs, but so do we. So we're not going to back down from any challenge. We're going to be the same team every single game, every single night.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining me. We'll let you go celebrate with your guys.
All right. Thank you.
That was head coach Byron Pickens of the Wayne Generals. His team, they get the 58-37 victory tonight and go to 1-0 to start the season. Again, they will go to Leo tomorrow night, and no doubt that will be a challenge. I'll be there to broadcast it for Summit City Sports. Leo, of course, has various athletes such as Blake Davison at point guard. They got a couple of talented bigs in Zach Troyer and DJ Allen. But, Wayne, you just heard Byron Pickens mentioned this, and it's absolutely true. They got plenty of bigs themselves. Christian Flanagan, Jamari Tabb, they did good work around the boards tonight and got some big offensive rebounds to help their team. Darion Starks did good work in that 3-second area, as Dick Vitale would call it, and helped the Generals to this 21-point victory. So that's going to do it from here at Wayne High School. Wayne wins it 58-37 over Lakewood Park. For my camera operator, Deontay Davis, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Summit City Sports. You've been watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Again, Wayne beats Lakewood Park 58-37.
Empowered Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we have had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OVC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.